In today's video, we're going to talk all things Codechaos 25. We're going to talk about what they're like, we're going to talk about the tech, we're going to talk about their comfort, sizing, and who are they for? Which golfer do these shoes suit best? So the first iteration of the Codechaos released in February 2020, quite a long time ago now, and we've had a couple of minor updates to the shoes since then, and this may be the biggest update of them all. So you have a full waterproof knit upper. So this knit upper here, guys, it's knit underneath, and then it's like a film that goes all the way around the outside of the shoe. So you don't actually see any knit at all. No knit is exposed aside from the tongue there underneath the laces. So if you're thinking about keeping these clean, they should be pretty easy to keep clean. This should be a good sort of wipe clean type shoe. It's not, I don't see how too much dirt is going to get underneath here. I mean, I could be wrong. It could quite easily get under there, but I just don't see dirt getting under here being too much of an issue. So that's the upper. Now let's move down to this midsole. Now this midsole is interesting. So this midsole, it says on Adidas's website that it's a Boost Plus Light Strike midsole. I'm pretty sure I was told that this was going to be Boost in the forefoot here, as you can see, Boost in the heel, and then Light Strike through the middle. But I was watching a video on YouTube the other day, and someone from Adidas said it's a full-length Boost midsole. Now, unless the Boost kind of goes through to here and then disappears into the midsole here and then reappears here, I don't see how that's going to be the case. So I know that this has got Light Strike because it says Light Strike right about there. So I'm thinking that we've got a Boost Light Strike midsole. I reckon Boost is here, Boost is there, and then Light Strike through the middle. Now that's a good thing. Having Light Strike in here and taking a little bit of the Boost out, for me, is a good thing with this shoe. Now the reason behind that, stability. It should offer more stability if you don't have so much Boost. Now, Boost, if you get too much of the Boost, the shoe can quite easily rock through your golf swing, and therefore you're going to struggle with stability. If you have a little less Boost and a little more Light Strike, now Light Strike is very cushioned, it's very nice to walk on, but it's a little stronger of a material than the Boost is. So that should give you a little bit extra stability in the golf swing. So I'm excited to try these out just to see what impact having that Light Strike in there will have. Now moving our way to the bottom, guys, you have an updated twist grip outsole. Okay, so this outsole here is a little bit different from the Codechaos that you would have seen in the past. Mainly the lugs. So you've got all these twist grip lugs. They are a little bit more pronounced on this shoe, but they're also a little bit more spaced out. Now, if you've had Codechaos shoes in the past, you will have known that they just get a little bit clogged up every now and again. Hopefully, we shouldn't have such a problem with these, with the fact that the lugs are just that little bit further apart. I really do like the look of this outsole. This specific colorway is a very, very cool looking colorway, and the green, sort of lime green here underneath is just a really nice hit of cover. Moving our way onto the inside of the shoe, guys, you do have an inside sock liner. That's kind of pretty much a par for the course now with Adidas shoes. And then you do also have, kind of similar to what you get with the Tour 360, hopefully you can see it in there if I get that out of the way, you do have a little bit of a band that hugs onto the tongue to keep the tongue in place. That's going to keep the tongue in place, but that's also going to give you a little extra support around the middle of your foot, which I very much like. You can feel it when you slip them on, and it's just nice that it just adds that little bit extra support around the top of your foot, which I very much like the feeling of that being locked in. So that's a big plus for me. One more thing I forgot to mention on the outsole is a 3D torsion system. Adidas have had torsion in, I don't know how many of their golf shoes by now. It might even feature in pretty much every premium performance golf shoe that Adidas has brought to the market. That's, again, as well as the Light Strike, is going to add to your stability. You can see I'm really trying my hardest here to get these shoes to twist, and they're really not twisting all that much. I think that's down to this torsion system through the middle here is a little bit larger than we're maybe used to seeing from Adidas shoes, and so yeah, that's going to aid with the stability, as well as obviously that Light Strike being in there as well. Now Adidas have said that this does contain a minimum of 20% recycled, and I think it's renewed content is what their website says, which is a bizarre way of putting it. So very cool if they're able to add some sustainability into these Code Chaos models. Now let's talk about sizing. So sizing on these, I went with my true to Adidas size, which is a size 10. That is a half size up from my Nike size, and that is a full size up from my FootJoy size. That's UK sizing. So I normally wear a size 10 in Adidas. That's what I went with in these, and they are absolutely perfect. I would not want to mess around with that sizing at all. So I would say if you go up half a size from your true to size, then you should be good to go. Obviously, goes without saying, if you can try a pair of these on prior to purchasing them, I would always recommend doing that. Just goes without saying at this point, but I know that that's not always possible for a lot of you out there. And so if you are looking to purchase online and that's your only option, then I would definitely recommend going with your true to Adidas size or half size up from your sort of true to normal size, if that makes sense. Whatever you are in Nike, if you go half size up, that should be what you are in these. So let's move on to pricing. And pricing here in the UK, they are £140, which I think represents very good value. Everything seems to be going up and up and up and up and up. And you know, you look at some of the special edition FootJoy Premier Series, north of £200, £140 for these here in the UK, I think represents very good value for money. I mentioned it in a previous video. I always feel like Adidas do well when it comes to their pricing. They price things accordingly and correctly to the point where you don't feel like you're paying over, but you definitely don't feel like it's sort of too cheap. I feel like they get it spot on. Someone very much disagreed with me, but I do think that these at £140 represent pretty good value for money when it comes to premium performance footwear. And premium performance footwear seems to be something that hopefully is coming back, but it's definitely, I feel, been on the back burner the last few years with the emergence of all of the Nike trainers and Pegasus golf shoes and Jordan 1 lows and all that sort of stuff. Not premium footwear, just sneaker style trainer footwear. It's nice to see shoes like this making a return, getting updated, and I do think £140 represents good value for these shoes. Now, we haven't got too many colorways of them released. You've got this white pair here. You do have a black pair as well, which I think is a very good looking shoe. That's got sort of winter shoe written all over it for me. I do expect to see a lot more colorways. Hopefully we get some special edition colorways in these shoes as well as time goes on. I think that'd be very cool. This design is very much Marmite, I think. I mean, I put a post out on my social media. If you don't follow me on social media, do head over and drop me a follow. Put out a little post asking people what they thought of these shoes, and the response was definitely mixed. And I feel like it's always been mixed when a Code Chaos has first come out, regardless of the previous models. Every new model that's come out, people have gone, "Ooh, that's a bit interesting." It's a disruptive design, and I definitely think that it's going to grow on a lot of people. I think, for me, since I've looked at it, since I've given it a once over and sort of seen them and touched them and held them, they're definitely growing on me, and I think that they will definitely grow on the majority of golfers out there. And if we get some banging colorways of this shoe, I do expect them to take off, and you'll definitely start to see these shoes pretty much everywhere. So if you are a golfer that is looking for premium footwear, you want a good bit of comfort underfoot, and then you want your shoe to have a good amount of stability, but stability is not high, not top bracket of what you're looking for from your golf shoes, and you're working with a teeny bit of a budget. You don't want to really spend north of 160, 180 pounds. You've got a little less to play with, and grip-wise, having spikes is not a necessity for you, then I think these shoes are right up your alley. I do think if you were to go ahead and purchase these, I don't think you'll be disappointed in the slightest. I think this is going to be a big pair of shoes for the remainder of 2024 into 2025, and so yeah, and at £140 represents great value too. So guys, that is the brand new Code Chaos 25. I will be bringing a full review of these shoes to the channel where we'll talk about all things what they like to play in, so on and so forth. So if that's a video that you want to see, do let me know down in the comment section below. Do subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you all very, very soon.